We have a few more projects on the bike, but it is registered, it's insured. I've ridden it. There's the sticker. It rides good, got lots of power, but a couple of things I want to tackle is my headlights. I've put LEDs in them, but I don't like this one headlight look. I really don't. So the other one's the high beam. Right, so you got high, low beam. But I want them to both come on low beam. So there is a way to do it, and I'm gonna show you guys the way I do it. I'll explain it to you real quick. So basically, these are the wires back here for it, but there's a green wire on both high and low, and then a blue one on this, and a blue one on that with the different color stripes. So the green one's the ground and the blue one's the power. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a one-way resistor in from the low beam positive to the high beam positive, and it's a one-way resistor, so power can only go one way and it can't backfeed. So I'm basically gonna put that in, hide the wires back here, and so when I turn my low beams on, they both light up, and then when I hit the high beams, they stay on, but the high beam gets brighter, I believe. But anyways, yeah, I would rather have both of them on, so I'm gonna do that. And then the other thing we're gonna do is I need to drill a hole in this roughly right about here on both sides, because that is where these mount, the engine mount. So I know they look pretty long, but once they're actually mounted, they don't stick out that far. So I need to figure out exactly where this hole is gonna be drilled. And one way to do it is with the laser pointer. Mount your laser pointer, pull the fairing off, have your laser pointer set right at the center of the bolt, and then put your cover back on, your fairing back on, mark it, and then drill it out so it'll be in the exact spot you need it to be. I don't have a laser pointer, so I might hit up the dollar store and just buy a cheap one, or see if I can use some magnetic dial indicators. I have some arms that I might be able to kind of mock it up, but I'm probably just gonna go get a laser pointer. Well, I'll make up this wire. So this wire for the headlights is gonna be basically, it's just gonna be plug and play. I'm not gonna make it permanent. I'm gonna put the clamp on little connectors on the actual wires themselves. I don't want to cut them or strip them or anything, so I'm just gonna get the squeeze connectors so then I can just plug them in. And then the resistor. So this is the resistor, and you notice there's it's a 6 amp resistor, 12 volt. This goes in like that, just in between there. I'm gonna solder it in, but you got to make sure you put the marked part of the resistor. It's got a silver band there. That has to be towards the high beam, because this flows only one way. So if you put this backwards, it won't work, and it'll backfeed. Well, yeah, it'll backfeed, so it just won't work that way. It needs to be this way. So power can only go from the low beam to the high beam to power it, and then when you put your high beam on, it doesn't go backwards, it just goes high beam. So it'll just power up a little more. It'll be a 2-mode type. I hope this LED is 2-mode, but we'll see. All right, so I've got my resistor soldered in. It's pretty good looking. It's nice and solid. I do have some shrink tubing on there, same color as the wire. It's gonna run right up to the resistor, and then I'm gonna put some wire loom on this, but I gotta make sure I mark which side goes. I might just mark the actual connectors with the L and the H for low and high, so I know which way it goes on. But yeah, I'll show you guys when it's all done. Make sure you use paste, otherwise it sucks. I learned the hard way. Okay, all done. I wrapped it all up. I did mark them, H for high beam and L for low beam. So it's gotta go low beam positive, high beam positive, resistors in the middle there. I actually did mark it with the direction it goes in, and as you can see there's a second one there. Made one for my buddy Rod. He wants his bike done too, so we'll get those installed at some point. I just got to get a couple of connectors to crimp onto the wire, or yeah, attach to the wires, and then these will just plug in, and you can remove them if you want to at some point or whatever. I'm not making these permanent, but yeah, there you go. So now we're going to do the fairings, pull the fairings off. I'm going to do the frame sliders. I'm going to put those on now. I have the bike on the rear stand just to keep it straight and level, and I got myself a little laser pointer. It's the easiest way to do it. Go get yourself a $2 laser pointer at the dollar store, and then just rig it up so that it points right at the nut that the sliders are going to go on, which is like somewhere around this area right above the eye in the f4i. So you pull the fairing off, set up your laser pointer on that nut, and then you put your fairing back on, mark it, drill it out, mark it, take it off, drill it out, then install the the frame sliders, and then you put your fairing back on. So I'm gonna get to that now. So the fairing's off, and there's the bolts that we need to mark. This guy right there. So we'll put the laser pointer on it, and then we'll put the fairing, we'll hang it back up, mark it, pull it off, drill it, and then we're done. And we'll switch over to the other side. So, see the red dot? It's right on the center of the bolt. And I just have this guy just sitting here, so I'm going to try not to bump it, not to move it. And let's see, is that? Yeah, that's right on there. So, okay, let's put this up and mark it. And there we go, 2-inch hole saw. And now I'm going to put the actual frame slider on, and then I'll put this frame back on. So the slider's on, torqued up to 33 foot-pounds. I think I bumped this, but anyways, doesn't matter. I'm done with this side. So now let's put the fairing on and see how she fits. Okay, not bad. It's not touching anywhere. The hole could have been a little more forward, but that's okay. It's good enough. Some protection anyways. Okay, let's get the other side done. And there's the hole in the other side. I actually put the fairing back on because it's a little easier to put the fairing on first and then put that on. So, just got a couple more screws to tighten up, and then I'll be putting that frame slider on, and then she's done. And we're done, and it doesn't look too bad. You know, the hole's not high. It's pretty good, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Time to go for a ride. Catch you guys on the next one.